Today we're going to take a look at the 5 brands of Conspiritard. Clearly, the people who have already subscribed to my channel have no need for such a video. However, some may like it nonetheless. And give me a break, guys. I'm fighting an uphill battle here. In order to stay relevant on YouTube, you have to upload every day. So let me have my easy days. Jesus. Anyways, let's just get started, shall we? First up, we have the Conspiritard Generalist. This is the general and probably most pathetic conspiracy theorist. These people latch on to literally every single conspiracy theory they hear. While all conspiratards will have a fair bit of cognitive dissonance, I think these don't even have cognitive. Many of the Alex Jones fanboys would classify as a generalist, believing literally anything that comes out of his mouth. It's admittedly magical just watching the Conspiritard generalist feats of amazing mental gymnastics in order to have their many beliefs all mesh together and still get along. A few people can convince themselves that the Queen of England is not only reptilian, but also a demon, and a transvestite. Nothing can really prepare you for an encounter with one of these. Their way of thinking, their ideology, it's so foreign to a rational person that even having a regular conversation can be a taxing event. These guys can be identified by using every conspiracy theory known to man, often tied up into one sweeping concept, such as the Illuminati. Next up, we have the Free Man of the Land and Sovereign Citizen group. Tying them together, even though they are kinda separate, but they're also very similar. These two are the main tax evaders of the Conspiritard community, and some of the most prolific scam artists cater to this group. While ultimately very similar, the Free Man of the Land are notably less inclined to violence than the Sovereign Citizens, even though their core beliefs are quite similar. They have an amazing talent of completely not understanding a subject, yet convincing themselves that they are experts. They'll cite legal cases as an argument that supports their claim, yet when you look at the case in question, it completely refutes them. I probably hate this group the most. They're pretty vile, and over the past few years I've encountered a lot of these guys. I feel that statistically these guys are going to be more of the low IQ, uneducated, and lower class citizens, prone to threats of legal action and violence. The sad bit is that in their own twisted worldview, in spite of everything that tells them otherwise, they genuinely believe they're right, and the rest of the world are sheep being led to the slaughter. Or whatever. They can be identified using legal terms incorrectly, citing legal cases which hurt their claim, aggressive and rude behavior, and a long criminal record. Then we have the UFO-tard. Now these are the extreme UFO believers, not just your run-of-the-mill Skywatcher or your Weekend Disclosure Project reader. I mean your hardcore dipshit. These guys have elaborate conspiracies which involve a variety of species of aliens, all on Earth, interacting with humans. This category is usually the most varied and disjointed. It would seem no one can really see eye to eye when it comes to the number of species, their intention, their shape or appearance, their ships or mode of transport, their origin, or their means of communication. Most UFO-tards are not particularly offensive, but they are particularly gullible, which has led to a huge number of books, websites, projects, and workshops devised to trade absurd stories for hard-earned cash. They can be identified by being reptilian. The Closet Tard. These guys and girls are the ones that'll sit up all night in a poorly lit or dark room, illuminated only by the screen of their laptop, while they read blogs and watch YouTube, a process that they refer to in comment sections as research, in order to learn everything they can about someone else's fantasy in order to make it their own. However, they differ. Often their family or co-workers have no idea the secret life they lead. I suspect this is because somewhere in the back of their panicked mind, they know that this shit is absurd, and how the rest of the world would react to their espousing of such beliefs. They know on some level that they could lose friends or a job, or a free ride in their parents' house. I believe these are one of the few categories which are still salvageable. That little flicker, that glimmer in the back of their mind, if it could only be stoked by the right person, they might break free from this paranoid delusional way of thinking that has such a death grip on their mind. These guys can be identified by a private social media account, living at home, often quiet but not antisocial, and unkempt. I mean, who has time for work and research and brushing your hair? Something has to go. And lastly, the Religitard. These are typically young earth creationists or other literal believers who believe that whatever holy book they cling to is the verbatim literal word and act of a divine entity. There are Religitards in every religion. In order to combat the cognitive dissonance that happens when the natural world and science does not cooperate with their personal ideology, they often latch onto a conspiracy theory which will give them a shorthand answer, a means to still be correct and relevant in a landscape where religion has basically been exposed as completely man-made and often evil in nature. Often these are the most repugnant of the batch. They can do no limit of harm to others and completely justify it as right and just, and commanded by their god or gods. This can be seen in many end times Christianity cults, where people are killed in the name of God in preparation for space aliens who are coming to cleanse the earth. They can be identified by rage-like behavior when talking about religion to a non-believer, violence, religious items and attire. So basically that's it. If you would like to add to this list, just comment below. Maybe we'll do a video in the future which adds more categories. I think I've basically covered everything here, and generalist kind of covers them all anyways, but if you have something funny to add, by all means add it. We'll see what we can do about making another video in the future, and if somebody's contributed something, we'll make sure to put their name in the video. Alright, that's it for now. Peace, fuckers.